What's going on, everybody? Is WWE purposely devaluing newly released talent and Becky and Charlotte? Is the beef real? Well, all this and more on this week's episode. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the World Wrestling Podcast. I am one of your hosts, the Rated R podcast star, Seth, and joining me is
the world's strongest podcaster, WSP Jan. How's it going, everybody?
What's going on, everybody? Jan, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. We're doing a little something different today. We're actually in the same
we're
room.
We're in studio together.
Yeah, we're in studio. We're doing it different today.
Well, because, we're recording this now, and then shortly later, we're going to be recording our live streaming our predictions for AEW Full Gear. But that's for another time and another place. So let's dive right into it. What is going on? Why is WWE going out of their way to purposely devalue newly released talent? We got bunch of sources out there saying that, Keith Lee was difficult to work with, Nia Jax was difficult to work with, nobody wanted to do what they were told. I personally feel that they should just keep their mouths shut, let these people be released, and let them find work rather than trying to ruin any kind of credibility or any kind of stock or any kind of means of getting maybe a little bit more money from other companies. So what's your take on that?
So, we can't say for sure what WWE and Vince and Pritchard are doing, but let's face it. If I was a superstar, I have a character, I have a gimmick that I've worked hard on. I want to protect it. I'm going to have, if somebody's trying to destroy that character, I'm going to butt heads with them a little bit, right? I want to protect that character. Now, as far as Pritchard coming out and saying that Keith Lee was difficult to work with, listen, meetings behind closed doors should be just that, meetings behind closed doors. Keep that to yourself. The conversation you have with certain people shouldn't go out there, whether they're difficult to work with or not. It just looks like this is just speculation, but it looks like these conversations are being leaked.
Yeah.
To make the talent
make them look bad.
Make it harder for them to find work elsewhere.
It like I said, it devalues their stock, because again, a lot of these guys that come out of WWE or, any kind of other independent scenes or anything like that, they want to keep their value up. And if rumors are going around and speculation that they're difficult to work with and things like that, it just doesn't leave a good taste in people's mouths.
And it serves no other purpose.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And in all honesty, it kind of comes off as, in my opinion, of WWE being very petty.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, it's just shut up and let these guys do what they got to do. Yeah. Why would you, it's like if one of us got fired from whatever job we're working, and then, we go apply for another job, and then that other job calls the old job and basically is like, listen, this person sucked. Don't hire this person,
exactly.
Which is bullshit, because nobody does that.
Yeah, actually, it's illegal.
It is illegal.
So, and you don't know the circumstances that went behind that. Maybe I had a miserable boss that hated me, and all my, everything looked bad for me.
It's not even that. Maybe just, again, not everybody gets along with everybody. That's just the way the world works. But you know what? There's a certain level of professionalism that should be upheld for these, their standards, and
again, a multi-billion-dollar company, you'd expect
exactly
some kind of decorum.
So what kind of example is that setting for people who might possibly be released?
Yeah.
Because from what we heard, there's more releases coming, especially after they announced that they were more profitable in the past couple of months than they've been. They reported actual earnings, but we're going to let people go anyway so we can get more earnings and just fill our pockets rather than putting out a quality product. So again, it just kind of sucks, and it's kind of disappointing again that you would stoop to the level of bad mouthing.
And you know what? It looks like they're trying to do it to make the wrestlers look bad, but what's really happening is for future superstars wanting to break into the business,
No one's going to.
Why would you want to go to that company?
No one's going to want to go there.
Why would you go to a company that's going to A, ruin your character? B, Mick Foley has gone on record to say that he wouldn't trust WWE today with a new character. And why would you go to WWE? It makes no sense. I personally, as a superstar breaking into the business right now, it would be hard for me to choose WWE.
Yeah.
10 years ago, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, but 10 years ago, things were a lot different. You didn't hear rumors about, it was more back then, it was more talent and burying other talent. But
Sean, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Cena. So,
Trips, I love you, but that golden shovel of yours did some damage.
But
still love you though.
Again, it's just bad for business. It really is. These guys work hard. They give you 110% every time they go out there, and for them to be treated on that type of level, again, devaluing them is just it's not right.
Like sending Mickey James' belongings to her in a trash bag. That's kind of bad, Ben.
Yeah. It's bad. But listen, Vince Pritchard, if you're listening, just stop talking shit and let these people be, will you?
Keep shit between your doors.
Closed doors. It's professionalism. Learn it. It works. It goes a long way. So that's all we have to really say about that topic. For now, until there's more stuff that eventually comes out. Next up on the docket, dude, either the beef between Becky and Charlotte is 100% real, or WWE is doing a really good job of trying to hype up Survivor Series for their match.
I mean, if this is story-wise, whoever wrote the story needs to write everything else for WWE.
I totally agree.
This is some quality storytelling right here. If it's kayfabe.
Yeah, I totally agree. So Becky went around earlier this week doing podcasts and other forms of media, and people were asking her about Charlotte, and she was just like, "I don't trust Charlotte. Me and her don't talk anymore."
And they were best friends.
And they were close. They came up together. They're the four horsewomen.
Two of the four horsewomen. It's like I don't know, man. And listen, there's been a lot of rumors before this that Charlotte's getting a little too big for her britches, but then again, she's a Flair. She's a Flair. Rick was known for pulling his weight and throwing his name around there.
Big difference though. He earned it. She still hasn't earned her place yet.
So what is it? 14-time women's champion?
Listen, count? She didn't earn it. She didn't earn it. It was given to her.
Hey, listen, Charlotte. No disrespect. You are one of the best female wrestlers in the business. You really are. You're amazing in the ring.
Your promos suck.
Shush. She's a Flair. Her promos are great. Okay.
Well, last night's promo was actually really good. I'll give her that. But we'll get into that.
But sometimes I was a proponent of if the boss comes to you and says, "Hey, we're gonna put the belt on you," you stay quiet and you take the belt. I think it's time for you to start saying no a few times.
Yeah, spread the wealth. Spread the wealth.
In the less than a decade you've been here, you've earned almost as many championships as your dad has, and that's crazy.
So to continue on with that Becky Charlotte beef thing. So Charlotte,
Becky, I love you.
So Charlotte comes out last night, and cuts a great promo.
One of the best of her career. That
was
one of the best.
Great. Where she was, she was basically kind of like responding, retaliating in a way, and it was interesting because at one point she got over with the crowd.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was like almost like, did she just turn face?
Yeah, it was nuts, and that's why I'm saying, I'm like, if this is fake, if this is storytelling, it's kayfabe. Whoever's writing this needs to write everything else. It's almost as the I like referring back that time where Brett went heel and Austin went face. That gimmick almost they're doing it with Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah,
essentially Charlotte last night turned face.
And
which was weird.
And it was funny too because the only reason why I'm even thinking that this is all scripted and not even remotely real is because it was kind of like what Bully Ray was saying this on the Busted Open podcast a couple of days ago. If you have beef, even if the beef is real, you still want to do business with the person so people could make money. So if it's real, then who knows what's going to happen? Because is she going to trust her during their match, or vice versa? Exactly. Is it going to get out of hand? Will it turn real? Will receipts be given?
For example, no more beef has been more real than Matt Hardy versus Edge.
Oh well, that's legit. That's legitimate.
Beef. This was a legit beef, and they still did business.
Yeah, they put their differences aside, and they did
in that steel cage match. Matt was on the top of that cage, and Edge is staring at him from the flat of his back. Matt's about to drop that leg. The leg drop. And Edge is trusting this man to drop all 200 and something pounds of his body on his neck.
Yeah. Edge is trusting him.
You do business because that's what business demands. So, putting that aside, if this is real, put it aside and work it. If it's not,
because again, this is the only time they're ever really going to have to work together.
Exactly.
So unless they unless they drop the belts at some point, and then they wind up in the rumble, the rumble against one another. But still, regardless of the fact, you do the match, you part your separate ways, and the rest is history.
And whatever bad blood this is, you use it in those promos.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Charlotte did that. If this was real, she channeled it and it worked.
And this is the problem with this, because again, if this is legit beef or heat, as they call it, not Pritchard, not Laurinaitis, but Vince McMahon himself should take them both privately into an office, sit them down, and say, listen, what do you guys need to do to get this done? Let them talk about it, and then let Vince listen, and then Vince be like, okay, that's fantastic, but this is what's going to happen.
Yep.
And that's it. You guys are going to be professional.
It's just one match.
It's just one match.
And then we'll make sure that down the road you guys never end up in the ring together again.
Exactly. It's that simple. So nobody's really going to know what's going to happen moving forward until Survivor Series actually happens. I'm definitely interested to see what happens Monday night if she comes out now and cuts like a retaliation promo, which more than likely is going to happen. There's no question about that. But
I'm hoping there's some receipts. I'm hoping there's some potatoes thrown at Survivor Series and some receipts handed back. I mean, I hope this is, to quote JR, a slobber knocker.
Knocker. So that's basically what we got for kind of like news related stuff and stuff that piqued our interest this week that we really wanted to talk about and get off of our chest. Obviously now we're going to dive into the show recaps, but before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor, our good friends Bits and Buttons. So as you guys know, I have a separate channel where I go out, I do toy hunts, all kinds of collectibles. You've even seen the world's strongest podcaster along with me on some of my hunts. But one of my favorite places to go. Best parts
of the show.
Exactly. One of my favorite places to go, Bits and Buttons. They've got everything from Hot Toys to Marvel Legends to Legos to vintage, classic, new, you name it, you got it.
Wrestling figures.
And most importantly, wrestling figures. Don't forget about that. But most importantly, you go to Bits and Buttons, you get quality customer service, and you're treated like family every time you go there. So guys, don't forget to go check out Bits and Buttons, Plantation, Florida. Go look them up. Go check them out. Go talk to Dominic and tell Dominic that the world's strongest podcaster and the Rated R podcast star sent them your way. And that's it. So, all right, guys. So back to our show recaps. So Monday Night Raw started off no promo. We didn't get a promo.
It was about time. It's the first Raw in like 3 years. That doesn't start with a promo.
So we didn't get a promo, but we did get were the Dirty Dogs and AJ and Amos fighting RK Bro and the Street Profits.
Right.
I'm almost correct. So good match overall.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I'm a huge fan of the Dirty Dogs.
I think
those guys are great.
I think I'm at the point now where I want to see someone just take Amos, whatever his freaking name is, and just take him out. Just take him out already.
You heard it here, folks. Here first, folks. Great Khali is coming back.
Great Khali.
Yeah, I agree though. It's
getting old already.
This AJ almost tag team has been old and almost really he hasn't done anything. AJ is carrying that team.
First of all, it's not even. That's why I'm not even upset. AJ should be going after the championship, not tag team belts.
I want to see AJ versus Roman on SmackDown
He won't go to SmackDown because of Heyman.
You're right.
He won't go to SmackDown because of Heyman.
Tell me that wouldn't be a hell of a match, though.
Oh, it would be a hell of a match. But the thing is that AJ is just wasting away in this this tag team thing, and he needs to be on his own. So,
man, AJ versus BE would be great.
But obviously, trickery, lies, deception, and deceitfulness, and the Dirty Dogs wind up taking it, but not before Randy Orton can get an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
So that was a decent match. Then we move on to the Mysterios. Where do I even begin with this? We all know where this is headed. It's going to be headed to a Ray versus Dominic at some point.
Dominic's in the same category as almost.
But now we get Bobby Lashley in the mix, which by far was a great Bobby Lashley showing. And if Dominic lost, then he was basically off the Survivor Series team, which, in my personal opinion, he has no place on that team.
Should have never been there.
Should have never even been invited. So Bobby Lashley comes out
ringside and
just basically owns him. I mean, just owns him.
He looked like Goldberg's son in that match. He looked like Gage. You had a twin in that match.
And his name is Dominic Mysterio.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was bad.
I mean, what was the point of that match? You could have just, said, hey, Dom, you're out. Bobby Lashley's in. There's no way in hell anybody thought Dominic had still a chance. So
now, definitely with Bobby Lashley being on the Raw team, it definitely got way stronger. So
Bobby Lashley needs to continue being pushed as a mega
absolutely,
heel. He is a
absolutely.
Can I get a Brock Lesnar versus Lashley match?
Well, that's why that's one of the reasons why Lashley came back. He actually said that in an interview is because he wanted him to have a match.
But I want to see Hurt Locker Lashley versus Lumberjack
Lesnar.
I mean,
Lumberjack.
I mean, he looks great.
Yeah.
That's a dream match, people. Bruce Pritchard, if you're listening,
make it happen.
We want.
Make it happen.
No more Goldberg.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of Goldberg. No more Goldberg.
Just make it happen.
Lashley versus Lesnar.
Make it happen. Then we move into Big E going against Chad Gable.
Why?
It's a filler match.
You put the heavyweight champion in a filler match.
Filler match. Obviously, it was a decent match. Gable had a little bit of a showing, and then Big E was just like, "Yeah, I'm done with you."
Gable can out wrestle almost anyone in that locker room. Chad Gable can out wrestle anyone in that locker room. He is like 5'7", and this man can German suplex anyone. Mm-hmm. I love Chad Gable. Huge fan.
So another guy in mine and Jan's opinion that's getting buried. Oh, God, yes. So I mean, it is what it is. They're just buried. They're always going to bury talent.
American Alpha is one of my favorite tag teams of this generation.
Then we move on to one of my favorite segments of the night.
Puppies.
Drake Maverick versus
I'm ahead of time.
Yeah,
sorry.
Drake Maverick versus Reggie for the 24/7 championship belt. So this is me and him had this conversation the other day. This was very reminiscent of the hardcore championship back in the day
of Crash Holly being attacked at like a McDonald's park inside the ball pit.
Yeah.
I mean, this was great. This is what the 24/7 title was meant to be.
So it changed 7 times in the course of that span. So obviously Drake Maverick, actually the Hurt Business came out because they were fighting other people. Mm-hmm. There was Reggie got distracted. Drake Maverick rolled him up. I hate calling him Drake Maverick because he's Rockstar Spud. So
Drake, I like the name Drake Maverick.
Yeah, Drake Maverick got one over on Reggie, and then he goes outside the ring, and then next thing you know, who was it?
Corey, was it Corey?
No, Tozawa. Tozawa comes out of nowhere, pins Drake Maverick 1, 2, 3. He gets the belt. Then all of a sudden, Corey Graves comes out of nowhere, which again,
I was for it.
Yeah,
I was completely
Corey
for
Graves,
it.
Print Tozawa 1, 2, 3. Corey Graves is the new 24/7 champion.
Then Byron Saxton with
but we're not done yet.
Move.
Yeah, Byron Saxton again. Everybody was just doing roll-up pins.
That's the most infamous. That's the best finisher in wrestling history.
So Byron Saxton pins Corey Graves, and he's the 24/7 champion. Then next thing you know,
Reggie came back.
No, Drake Maverick comes back.
Yeah,
pins Byron Saxton, gets the belt back, goes back into the ring. gets beat up by Reggie. Reggie takes the belt and then just runs away again. It changed like 7 times in the course of that.
It was magic. It was magic.
You know.
And you know what? Reggie, I love you. You are an incredible freaking athlete. Jesus.
Yeah, that was
you are a beast, bro.
Then
you deserve better than 24/7 title. But you are so entertaining.
Then we get like a little bit of a locker room backstage with all the women and everything like that. And then, of course, Doudrop comes out of nowhere. Oh, why wasn't I picked to be on Team Raw? And then she's like, Bianca, Bianca Belair. And, so obviously we see a feud happening between Doudrop and Bianca Belair.
Is Doudrop a face or a heel?
So she's a heel. She's going to be, well, obviously she's a heel if she's fighting Bianca. But here's my problem. Here's my problem with this. I think by putting Bianca directly right up against Doudrop, you're burying Bianca.
You think so? Yeah, because you lowered her on the card.
You lowered her on the card.
You talk about someone who was like the champ like last week.
Yeah.
Like facing for the title a month ago. And
she's getting buried. She's getting buried.
With the female Big Show.
Yeah.
Because Doudrop came in as a heel with Eva Marie, turned on her, became a face. Now it's turning back to a heel.
That's going to be like your favorite thing to reference on this.
The Big Show
on this channel.
This is the Big Show moment.
Is the Big Show.
It's going to be a new segment of the channel. Big Show moments.
Big Show moments. So then obviously, then they're talking about having a fatal 5-way for a number 1 contender for Becky. So they all come out. It's Liv Morgan, Carmella, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Queen Zelina.
Yeah, 5 amazing talents. Great match.
Match
of the night, probably.
Liv Morgan wins. I like the fact that she's getting a push.
About time.
But how much of a push is she really going to get?
She's not pinning Becky. I hope so. I hope you do. Liv, I hope you do. If you're watching this, Liv, I hope you do. Because you deserve it. You deserve it. You've been a workhorse. You've put in the hours. You've put in the effort. You deserve to be the champ.
Yeah, she's definitely put in. I mean, she's the only one of the Riot Squad that's left.
Yeah. And I was a huge fan of the Riot Squad. Yeah. So that upsets me. But Liv, you definitely deserve it.
Then we dive.
Match of the night.
Then we dive into the main event, which is Rollins and Owens. And the thing is that Rollins comes out, and obviously he's still discrediting Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens is going around trying to defend himself and trying to get people as like character witnesses all throughout the show. And then finally they have a match. Great match. I think that match was the match of the night for me.
And it didn't count out.
But it ended in a count out because Big E got in the way of Kevin Owens kind of returning to the ring. And then, of course, Kevin Owens heel turn again.
Big Show moment.
Again.
Moments worthy of the Big Show. That's going to be the name of the
So poor KO
another
is heel again. And now I guess he's going to be feuding with Big E now until Rollins decides to enact his contract.
My whole problem with this entire segment, the Rollins and Owens thing, is if you brought back the Authors of Pain and put them with Rollins, you would have the exact same storyline that we did 3 years ago during the Monday Night Messiah era. Mind you, it's Monday night. And then instead of Samoa Joe, you have Big E. You're the exact same story.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
I know.
Why?
Because that's the writing.
That's why that's not match of the night for me.
Okay.
That's it.
So that ends Monday Night Raw. So obviously we'll see what happens Monday night. Obviously with maybe Becky coming out, cutting a promo. See if Liv interrupts her during the promo. Also, how is Big E going to come out and react to what happened with KO?
I also want to know who picks the outfits, Becky or Seth. Because both ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I like how they kept calling him Cruella de Vil.
Yes,
that was funny.
That was great.
Puppies.
Yeah, I was ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the puppies.
So then we move forward to NXT 2.0.
Solid show.
We get Toxic Attraction against Io Shirai, Casey Catanzino, and Kaden Carter. I don't know what more I could say about Mandy Rose right now. I mean, she's at the pinnacle. Yeah. She's at the pinnacle. The pinnacle.
Top of the mountain right there.
You know,
Toxic Attraction's great.
I rather watch her than Charlotte and Becky
all day.
So
it's that the NXT Women's Division is just, bro. Look at the names you just listed off.
Yeah,
you know, it's that NXT Women's Division is head and shoulders above.
And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I definitely believe it's leading to a Mandy Rose, Io Shirai title defense.
Yeah, definitely.
At some point.
You know what I'd like to see at Survivor Series? That they include NXT again.
They're not.
I know.
Which is bullshit. And they're not. And
they
they're not
won
even,
the last time they went up there.
And they're not even giving them their own takeover before that. So, which another thing I read, by the way, they're no longer going to be calling their things takeovers.
Can you imagine Becky versus Charlotte versus Mandy Rose?
That would have been something.
Match.
But then, who do you have win that match?
Mandy. You really have to ask me that question. Mandy or Becky? Because she needs it. She needs the victory.
She needs
Charlotte doesn't need it, and Becky, Mandy pinning Charlotte or whatever.
Yeah, it would be huge. It would be huge.
But it won't affect Charlotte much.
Think about it. You got Becky and Charlotte, two big egos. Do you really think either one of them wants to take the pin? Exactly. So
it's Vince's call.
Then we move into Kaylee Ray fighting Saray.
Yeah,
that was the.
It's a filler match.
It is.
It was good. It was good. Good match.
It's a filler match.
There's no story there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's like
that's almost bad as an AEW match.
Oh my god. Then we get. I can't even talk about that match. That's how bad it was. We get Joey Gacy against Boa. I've never even heard of Boa. So again, another
filler match.
Yeah, another filler match. Then we get the Creed brothers versus Jacket Time. So this I love. I love the tag team of Kushida and this other guy. I forgot his name. But he's the guy with all the funky jackets and everything. That I like Kushida.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I like the whole Back to the Future gimmick, the man at a time gimmick. I love that gimmick. Great gimmick.
Like the Creed brothers though. Just Rocky fan,
So Jacket Time, I think, won that match. Yeah,
it was a good match.
It was a good match.
Kushida's a bomb.
Then we move on to Cameron Grimes defeating Roofing. I love Cameron Grimes.
I can't stand Cameron.
I love that dude. To the moon.
I can't stand Cameron Grimes.
I love that guy.
Him. The best thing he ever did was that poker game that he just won. I like him. I don't like him with $1 million belt. It makes Cameron Grimes.
It is because that was his gimmick. He was a rich guy.
Cameron Grimes, the $1 million belt is a Happy Corbin ripoff. You heard it here, folks.
Oh,
Happy Corbin ripoff. He's almost as bad as Madcap Moss.
Oh my god, I love Cameron Grimes. I think he's great. Then we got Solo.
It's my boy.
Sikoa versus again defeating Grayson Miller and LA Knight. The fact that they had him beat LA Knight, that just shows that there's a lot of confidence in Oos.
Little Oos.
He's triple Oos.
I mean, he's great.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, he's one of the guys I'm keeping my eye on. I'm a big fan, and I'm a fan of the Usos. So I think of I'm Bloodline. I'm a fan.
I personally do not see him staying down there much longer.
No, he'll be brought up
at the Rumble,
and hopefully they won't put him in the Bloodline.
I honestly feel by the Rumble, the Bloodline thing might be over with.
Oh no, they're gonna run with at least until WrestleMania.
So, but I feel that he'll be up. I think he'll definitely be one of the guys that show up in the Rumble.
I think so too.
For sure. He's
showing that he can carry it.
Then we get Elektra Lopez versus Erica Yan. Again,
best part of that match was Zion Quinn.
Did he come out singing "Sexy Boy" again?
No, but they did an almost Dirty Dancing scene.
Oh yeah. I've had she's running in. He picked it up.
Then she slapped him. He caught it. Then caught it. Then he spun around and they just stared at each other. And they did one of those moves.
Yeah, and then she looked at him like ooh, hey.
Exactly. It was so
yeah.
That was the best part of the match. Zion Quinn, sir, you are the man.
Then
you're Swayze.
Then we move into Pete Dunne against Carmelo Hayes. I really do not like this Carmelo Hayes guy.
I don't, but I like Pete Dunne.
I do like Pete Dunne. And again, I think another guy that is being totally underutilized.
You're talking about a guy that held the NXT UK title for like 3 years.
Again, another guy but what has he done since? Nothing.
After he dropped it to Walter, he had that Pete Dunne. He was involved in that Pete Dunne versus the Undisputed Era thing, and that's it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Hasn't done anything since. Hasn't even breathed the North American title or anything yet.
So for me, my pick for that was the Solo Sikoa match. I definitely like that one the most out of all of them.
I'm surprised Braun Steiner didn't. I can't call him Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I know.
It's just
hard.
annoying.
It's so hard.
It's almost as bad as Rockstar Spud.
Then
and LA Knight.
Yeah,
Can we just stop giving these
LA
retarded
Knight.
names?
Yeah. Then we go to AEW Dynamite, and we start right out again. Bryan Danielson versus Rocky Romero, which Rocky Romero, everybody knows, is from New Japan. But great match. Again, Bryan Danielson putting on a clinic. What are you shaking your head for?
No story.
It doesn't have to be a story.
No, yes. I'm sorry. This is... Wrestling needs some kind of story. If not, you're just going to throw a bunch of guys out there.
But they do have some storylines right now going.
But not for Danielson.
Well, not for
they do
have for Danielson. He's in the tournament, the Eliminator tournament.
You're right. This was a good match, though. I'm not going to take anything away from that match. Bryan Danielson's one of those guys that can have a 5-star match with a mom.
Yeah, they wrestled each other 13 years ago.
I forgot.
They wrestled each other 13 years ago, and now Bryan Danielson is 2-0 on.
I forgot about that.
On Rocky Romero.
You're right. I completely forgot about that.
So then we dive into the Inner Circle getting jumped by American Top Team.
Best storyline going on right now. Even though those punches were
let me tell
horrible.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. Watching Dan Lambert trying to put Jericho through the table was hilarious. And Dan Lambert even took it a step further to call his shot, saying that they were going to win by him pinning Jericho at Full Gear.
I mean, that's ballsy.
That is ballsy.
That's ballsy.
I have a feeling, and we'll save that for the prediction show. But Dan Lambert's going through a table
twice.
Dan Lambert's going through a table. One way or another, Dan Lambert is going through a table.
But those guys, American Top Team, I train with you guys. Get those punches under control. They were horrible. They look so fake. This is scripted, not fake. Let's work on that, guys.
Own it.
Just own it.
Just own it.
Come on.
Own the gimmick.
Lesnar, it was able to do it.
Yeah.
You guys can do it too.
Yeah. Then we get Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel versus Anna Jay, Tay Conti, and Thunder Rosa.
Such a great match.
Anna Jay, Tay Conti, and Thunder Rosa wind up picking up the win. So I feel that this was a good match.
Yeah. I'm a fan of everybody in this match.
Yeah,
you guys are
and
great.
Tay Conti is really getting that push right now, which she didn't get when she was in NXT.
I was so mad when they released her from NXT. She was so good.
It's good. It's good to see that happening again. It was a great women's match. A lot of ups, a lot of downs. Obviously, Britt didn't take the pin. But.
Listen, whoever thought Bray was going to take the pin.
Yeah. So then we get Jungle Boy versus Anthony Bowens of the Acclaimed, and of course Max Caster, Anthony Bowens come out, and Max Caster just does one of his infamous raps against Jungle Boy, talking about his girlfriend Anna Jay, and she was with like 10 guys or something like that. I don't know. Poor Jungle Boy.
Listen. As a fan of the Attitude Era, I enjoy every time Max Caster has a mic in his hand.
Yeah.
But I have no idea how it's surviving on television today. I love it. I love it. I mean, this is almost like The Rock and the pie.
Yeah.
The strudel.
Yeah.
I love every time this man has. I love every time. And Al Snow with head.
Yeah.
I love every time.
What does everybody want?
Head.
What does everybody need?
Head. Every time this man has a mic in his hand, he delivers gold.
So.
And I don't like Jungle Boy.
Great match. So, I like Jungle Boy.
I know you guys like Jungle Boy.
Great match. And then Bobby Fish just comes flying out of nowhere, beats the snot out of Jungle Boy, and then heads to the back.
Listen, I was one of those guys that thought Bobby Fish was the weak link of Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
And he is showing me a whole other side of himself on AEW. Back those indie days, and sir, I'm a fan again.
For those of you that are fans of Undisputed Era, we finally got the reuniting of Adam Cole with Bobby Fish. They embraced each other, and It was great. It was a great moment, because Bobby Fish has done a lot of interviews and a lot of podcasts, and he really said he hadn't had time to speak to Adam Cole yet.
Yeah.
So the fact that this happened, leads me to believe that, things might be unfolding right before our very eyes.
Maybe the Elite, the Young Bucks, are getting jealous of Cole and Fish, and they turn on them.
Yeah.
And when they turn on them, they start beating on them. And then when they're getting their asses whooped 3-2, out of nowhere, Kyle O'Reilly shows up.
The system.
Yes. Kyle O'Reilly comes out, and the Undisputed Era reforms on AEW.
Yeah.
No holds barred.
That would be awesome.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes.
So then we move into a squash match basically between Wardlow and Wheeler Yuta, and Wardlow just basically was like, "Yo, bro, you're my bitch, and you're done."
Oh yeah. Like, what else can be said about that? Wardlow stormed through him like it was a train wreck. It was bad.
Then we get a CM Punk Eddie Kingston promo where they're both in the parking lot.
Non-needle moving.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that was kind of it was kind of pointless. I mean, I get it; they're trying to hype up the match, but
nothing for that match.
The promo that they did last Friday
Kingston's
on Rampage was way better. Yeah.
Kingston's promo was incredible. How do you follow that with this? I don't know.
Let's just start screaming each other while people are holding us back in a parking lot.
Yeah, listen, you should be fired. Whoever thought that was a good idea should be fired.
Then we get Lee Moriarty, Matt Sydal against Dante Martin and Lio Rush. Let me tell you something, dude. I really like Dante Martin.
Really?
I really like this kid. This kid's got some moves. He's got potential.
I think he's good. I am. So I'm just holding my opinion in reserve on him. I haven't seen enough of him to make it.
They really haven't put him up against. I mean, he's fought Kazarian. He's fought some other guys, but nobody like of stature.
Yeah. So I'm reserving my opinion. I have nothing negative to say about him.
Yeah.
I'm just reserving my opinion on whether I think he's great or not.
Good match. Martin and Lio Rush wind up pulling out the win on that one. Then we get to the main event match of the evening, which was Dax Hardwood against Pax. Yeah, I mean, we all knew where that was going. Of course,
I expect more from Pax.
Aleister Black comes out. Then Tully and Dash come. Dash Wheeler or Cash Wheeler, whatever his name comes out, and then all of a sudden Cody comes flying out of nowhere. And, then, of course, obviously it leads to now what's going on at Full Gear, where it's a tag team match where it's Pax and
FTR.
And no.
It's Pax and
it's Pax and Cody against what's his name? Andrade and Aleister Malachi Black. I keep calling him Aleister. Malachi.
Yeah.
So that match is set up for Full Gear. Then the one thing that I got super excited about was that contract signing between Kenny Omega and Adam Page.
You get excited for that?
Oh yeah, because honestly, both cut really good promos.
That was good. The promos were good.
And then of course, everybody's been wondering for weeks where the hell Don Callis was, and of course, dude shows up and he's the cameraman and just beats Adam Page with the camera, and to fully sell the main event, Kenny signs the contract with Eggman's blood.
I mean, listen, it was better than I expected it to be.
Yeah,
I'm going on record. I'm not a fan of Page. I know that he's bad. Just he's not my cup of tea. And I am bored out of my mind with Kenny Omega as champ.
Well, I think again, and that we'll save that for
save that for later.
We'll save that for the preview show. So
I don't care then about this match at all.
Then we're done with Dynamite. Then it's Thursday night, and we move on to Impact.
Impact was good.
So we get the Bullet Club against FinJuice. Bullet Club winds up winning in a regular decent, tag match.
Can we really call them the Bullet Club?
Yeah. And then obviously Gallows and Anderson come out and they stake their claim and
they're the real Bullet Club.
They're the real Bullet Club. Or Danhausen says AJ Style fingers. AJ Style fingers. So then we get the setup for next week's Impact, where it's going to be Josh Alexander versus Minoru Suzuki, because Josh Alexander wanted to know how come he wasn't in the title match, wasn't in the number one contenders match.
Because you lost.
So he wanted it, and Scott, what is it? D'Amore wanted to have Josh have the squash match with Suzuki. So that's a huge main event for an Impact show on TV, which was
a monster.
Which was yeah,
this guy can still go at his age. He is incredible.
That's going to be great. Then we get Caleb fighting
with a K. Caleb with a K.
We get Caleb with a K fighting Minoru Suzuki, and basically
just getting
Suzuki
squashed.
It was just a squash match.
Yeah, let's face it, Suzuki was not going to lose that match.
Yeah,
after setting up his next week's main event, he was not going to lose that match.
Yeah. So. Then we get Decay versus Undead Bridesmaids. Okay. I'm just going to call it as it is. I think I don't even care who won this match. I don't even know about this match because I just got up and walked away.
Yeah, this was a pee break match. I'm sorry, ladies.
Yeah.
I respect all of you, but this was, after an hour of television, this is the match where I'm just going to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was just, God. Then we get Madison Rayne versus Mercedes Martinez, and Madison Rayne, I think, won that match.
Yeah.
She wound up winning. She wound up beating Mercedes Martinez. So obviously she's going to try to have her rematch with Hardcore Country Mickey James. And we'll see what happens from there. Then we got to Rohit Raju
with Raj Singh
against Rocky Romero, and we just saw Rocky Romero Wednesday night at Dynamite. Put on a good match, but unfortunately, Raju won.
Yeah,
so
he's going on that Kurt Hawkins losing streak at this point. He is. He's like 0-9 recently.
Don't do it. Then we get the main event, which was a triple threat match, number one contenders match, where it was W. Morrissey, Matt Cardona, and Eddie Edwards.
Matt, should have been you.
It should have been you, Matt. I totally agree. That was a great effort, great match. But Eddie Edwards, gets the match, and the reason why
that was an out of nowhere moment,
and why Eddie Edwards is getting it is obviously because to finalize the beef in the storyline with Moose.
Yeah,
because they have history with one another.
Should have been Matt.
So it should have been Matt. It should have been a fresh face. Matt, we're pulling for you, buddy.
Yeah, we definitely are.
We're pulling for you. So then we go Friday night SmackDown, and of course you get your opening promo.
Yeah.
So
Raw didn't do it, so SmackDown had to do it.
Jan loves those opening promos. So we get the Women's Survivor Series SmackDown team in the ring, and then it winds up turning into a brawl, which then turns into a 3-on-3 match. Okay. I'm not trying to womanize anybody or say anything inappropriate, but was it me or did Natalya go up a size?
Oh, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Not touching that one with a 10-foot pole, sir.
Dude.
Nope. Oh
my God.
Nope. Not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
She was about to bust out of that outfit, bro.
Nope.
So then we have
moving on.
So then we have the match, and Sasha Banks and Naomi and Aaliyah wound up beating Shayna Baszler, Natalya, and Shotzi. Again, Shotzi, we're sorry you lost your last name. Welcome to the Big E Club.
Yeah. Yeah, meetings are on Tuesdays.
Meetings are on Tuesdays.
Reach out to Cesaro about, what to bring for dinner.
Yeah.
Why I loved her. Blackheart, that was such a great last name. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with them and just giving them one name.
Pretty soon it's just gonna be Cena.
Yeah. What is it's Prince. It's Prince. So then
it's just McMahon. No more Vince.
So then we get we go to
Oh wait, before we move on, I'm a big fan of Aaliyah. That girl's going places.
Oh, she's gonna get there. She's gonna get there. Then we go into Los Lotharios against Shinsuke and Rick Boogs. So he already knows how I feel. I love Rick Boogs. I hope at some point he gets a singles push. And dude, let me tell you something.
If Elias couldn't do it, Boogs is not going anywhere.
If there's one,
but they got to take away a name too. Remember,
if
he's Rick Boogs,
he's just going to be Boogs.
Boogs, yeah, they got to take away.
If there's
Rick.
one guy that can sell an entrance, it's Pat McAfee.
That guy.
Every time Shinsuke comes out, Pat McAfee makes it his goal to jump up on that table and just start dancing and losing his shit.
We've had this conversation before outside of the show. Pat
is the best thing ever.
Best announcer since the Attitude Era, sir. You single-handedly carry SmackDown.
Yeah, Pat McAfee is the
jumping
best.
On the table with the water bottles and
and
Shinsuke's entrance. You are the man. Like you make SmackDown fun.
So we get Rick Boogs come out and he does my favorite.
He's been calling both shows.
He does my favorite thing. Shinsuke Nakamura. That's my favorite thing. I love when he does that.
For Shinsuke.
So, but they lost.
Shinsuke deserves so much better.
Why are they burying Shinsuke?
Because him and Boogs both have two names.
Oh, God.
Angel and Humberto only have one name.
You lose to Los Lotharios.
Listen, you know why? Because Shinsuke needs to get rid of Boogs and go.
You know who I think? I just popped in my head. You know who Los Lothario reminds me of? Primo and Epico.
Oh God. PTSD flashbacks.
Exactly.
I see him with a little Torito.
What is it? El Matadores. Yeah, El Matadores. So, I can't.
I like Angel Garza. I'm on the fence about Humberto Carrillo.
Those guys should have been never put as a tag team. They should have had singles runs.
Angel Garza needs to go back to the pants and the ripping off and the roses.
Yeah.
Sir, that gimmick was working.
It was working.
You were over as hell.
He was over.
Like, you were the new era of Val Venus. And Val Venus held multiple mid-card titles.
Oh, my God.
Sir, you were over. That was sad.
So then we go back to...
You messed up when you cut your hair.
Then we go to the...
Me too.
To the back area. Then we get Sonya Deville coming up to Aaliyah saying, "Congratulations on your first win," but
it takes her out of the match.
It takes her out of the match.
She wins and she gets taken out
because she's friends with Naomi, so they're continuing the
true.
beef, which only leads me to believe at some point Sonya Deville is going to come back and fight.
I can't wait. I'm such a huge fan.
So
Sonya, you're awesome.
So she gets removed, and obviously she's going to get replaced, but we don't know by who, so I'm assuming we'll find out on next week's Friday Night SmackDown. Gianax. Then we get more backstage stuff, and then there's the reporters talking to Paul Heyman. Roman comes out, and Roman indirectly uses his cousin's slogan. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe there's some speculation that we might get what we're looking for.
Listen, but if we do get it, who do you want to go over?
Well, it doesn't make a difference who I want. We already know who's going over.
That's not what I asked.
I want The Rock.
Of course.
I want The Rock. I'm not going to acknowledge you. For those of you that are listening to the podcast, World's Strongest Podcaster is wearing an Acknowledge Me Roman Reigns shirt, and I'm wearing a CM Punk Best in the World shirt. So,
which is not, because he can't even move the needle.
So we get that promo. Then we get Charlotte Flair coming out, giving that great promo about Becky Lynch. And again, the crowd bought in. She got over on the crowd.
Honestly, that's the best promo Charlotte has ever delivered in her career.
Ever.
That was so good.
Ever. And then Tony Storm comes out, and
out of nowhere, because Tony Storm,
and we don't know where the hell she's been.
I mean, yeah, she
it's
disappeared.
I'm glad that they're using that. They're going to use her there. Yeah.
I mean, she's great in the ring. She delivers good promos, but you're not beating Charlotte.
Then we get Sami Zayn talking to himself in the mirror, and Jeff Hardy is standing there. They start laughing at it. He starts laughing at him, tells him what he said sucks. And then it leads to Sami Zayn going to Adam Pearce. But when Sami Zayn goes into Adam Pearce, who's standing in the locker room? Freaking Von Wagner. What the hell is Von Wagner doing there? Why is he even on SmackDown?
He's trying to get Kyle O'Reilly on the main roster.
If anybody should be up there right now of that stature, Braun Breaker should be up there, not Von Wagner. Sorry. So
is it just me or is every time I look at Von Wagner, I think the bad guy from Ghostbusters too?
oh no, Vigo. Yeah,
Vigo. He looks like Vigo.
So then
he's Vigo.
So then they had Jeff. So then Sami Zayn says that Jeff Hardy should be removed. So which leads Adam Pearce to have them a match, and then the loser gets kicked off the team.
Which of course, Sammy lost.
Which of course, Sammy lost, and so now it leads me to believe that Sammy's going to be replaced by Von Wagner. Please God no.
So before this, we had a poll on our page of the teams that we thought would win. I had picked both the SmackDown Men's and the SmackDown Women's title.
Now
that Lashley is on the Raw's team and Von Wagner might be on the SmackDown team, I am officially changing that vote to Raw's men's team. Raw's men's team.
Yeah.
There's actually, you know what? I want to see Bobby Lashley get his hands on Von Wagner and toss him like a ragdoll.
Oh my God. So yeah. Then we go into the Roman Reigns versus King Woods match where the loser bends the knee basically. Great match, but then unfortunately ended in no contest because Us were hiding underneath the ring. They came out
squared,
and they basically beat the shit out of Xavier Woods, and nothing could be done because Kofi wasn't there. Yeah. So
great picture at the end with Roman wearing the crown.
So then the Usos pick up the crown and they crown Roman, which is interesting. So it'll
He's
definitely
the king
be,
and the trophy.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how that whole thing moves. That whole storyline moves forward.
That was great to watch, guys.
It was great to watch. Then we go into AEW Rampage and we get Jungle Boy versus Bobby Fish. Let me tell you something. When Jungle Boy was walking down to the ramp, freaking Excalibur dude just had me rolling on the floor because he's talking about how Bobby Fish and Adam Cole got back together and that's undisputed. I was like, oh my God, did this dude really just say that?
That was so great.
So kudos to you, Excalibur, because that was great. So then Jungle Boy winds up winning the match. Adam Cole comes out and they're about to do the chair care. What is it? I can't even speak English right now. So that's how excited I was about. I mean, about
that comment, Bobby Fish alone just like it electrified the room.
So then obviously Christian and Luchasaurus come out, and that's that. Then we get Jade Cargill versus Santana Garrett. Red Velvet sitting ringside. Mm-hmm. Smart Mark Sterling has a cake for the 1-year anniversary for mm-hmm. Jade. They have their match. Jade winds up winning. She goes outside the ring with Smart Mark to celebrate, and then all of a sudden, Red Velvet just nails her with a vicious spear.
I mean, that thing.
Yeah, it like almost took her clean apart.
Listen, Red Velvet has a better spear than Roman Reigns and Goldberg put together. Okay, that wasn't a spear. That was a gore.
Yeah, that was brutal.
She rhino gored the hell out of her.
So then obviously Red Velvet standing there and looking at Smart Mark with the cake, and well, the rest is history. Poor Smart Mark got covered in cake.
Yeah,
they ruined it. They ruined his perfectly good suit.
That cake looked delicious.
Then we get Dante Martin versus Davari, and it was interesting to see Davari. So it was good to see.
Wasn't Davari on 205 Live?
Yeah. Yeah, another.
I didn't even know he got released.
But 205 Live is where people go to die, according to release superstars.
But I didn't even know that they had released him.
Yeah, neither did I.
Where's Muhammad Hassan?
Who knows?
He was a specimen.
So then Dante Martin winds up winning that match. Great match. A lot of high flying. A lot of great back and forth between them. Then Leo Rush obviously wasn't there because I guess he had a death in his family.
Yeah.
And
sadly.
Ricky Starks, Taz is like egging on Ricky Starks, like, hey, go make this guy an offer. So Hobbs and Hook go down to the ring. They hand him a contract to join Team Taz, and he's going to think about it. So that's where we're left with that.
Hobbs and Hook.
Then we get
a cease and desist letter from Fast and Furious.
Then we get the main event, which was Matt Hardy versus Orange Cassidy in a lumberjack match. And this was the last match between them. So it was the trilogy.
Yeah,
match.
and it was a good match.
It was a great match.
I mean,
I love how best friends and Chris Statlander came dressed as Lumberjacks. It was Lumberjacks.
I mean,
that was great.
Such a great match.
And
it was played great as Lumberjacks.
And
I
then
mean, WWE should copy that.
And then Big Money Matt says,
Matt,
"I'll give you guys 20 grand right now. Whoever beats the shit out of Orange Cassidy."
I almost ran down to that ring.
And everybody just all hell broke loose outside the ring.
I almost ran to the ring for 20 grand, bro. I would kick the crap.
I almost ran to Minneapolis.
Listen, I will kick the crap out of Orange Cassidy for 20 grand. Okay, Orange Cassidy, I think you're great, but I will put both your thumbs up your ass. All right, all this will be up your ass.
So it was good match overall. Matt Hardy obviously wound up winning. Orange Cassidy towards the end just went around just super punching orange punching everybody that just was coming up on the apron, which was great.
It was so fun to watch.
It was a great match. And then that was the end of our shows for the week. So what's your pick for show of the week?
SmackDown.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
I think SmackDown was the best.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Even though I started with a freaking promo.
No, Charlotte's promo and the Roman Reigns King Woods match
and that fatal 5-way with the female, that was great.
No, that was Raw.
Match.
That was Raw.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was Raw.
That was Raw.
What was the other? No, there was a female match. Oh, the 3-on-3 tag match. Yeah. That was a great match, man. Like SmackDown was great.
And how can we not forget Shinsuke Nakamura?
No.
So
no.
Definitely SmackDown where the show was the show for both of us. Match of the week. My match of the week. I'm probably gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go. It's tough because I'm really thinking about it right now. I'm gonna have to go with Danielson and Romero.
I knew it. I knew he was gonna pick that.
Just because Danielson put on such a clinic. He
did put on a clinic.
You know.
And I really do not want to agree with you. So I will go with Jungle Boy versus Bobby Fish in the Undisputed Era reference.
The Undisputed
I
Era
will go with
reference.
that one. Bryan Danielson did deliver a clinic. But yeah, Undisputed Era.
So that's leading us now to our power rankings of the week. I'm gonna rattle off my 10 right now. Starting with number 1. I'm just gonna work my way down. Okay. I think Roman Reigns is gonna sit at number 1 this week. 2 is gonna be Adam Page. 3 is gonna be Omega. 4 will be Bryan Danielson. 5 is gonna be Charlotte. 6 I'm gonna go with Big E. 7 I'm gonna go with Woods. 8 I'm going with Jungle Boy. 9 is going to be Mr. Eddie Edwards, and 10 I'm gonna go with Bobby Fish. I think Bobby Fish had a solid week.
I like that list. Mine, Roman number 1, Omega number 2. That signing in blood was legit. Number 3. Bobby Fish, not Adam Cole. Sorry, Bobby Fish, number 3. I thought he's moved up a lot.
He did. He had a solid week.
Charlotte, number 4. That promo was great. I hate putting Charlotte that high up, but man, that promo was great. Number 5 would have to be.
I know it's a tough week. There were a lot of good,
ones. A lot of good
ones this week.
Solo Sikoa is my number 5.
Oh,
you didn't put him on your list.
Oh.
He's my number 5 because that boy's going to the main roster immediately.
Hey,
number 6
is Von Wagner. Don't you talk to me like that, oos.
Number 6, Zion Quinn. I don't care if he didn't have a match. That segment was great. It was fun to watch. No, I'm kidding. Number 6 would have to be Aaliyah. She's had a lot of good TV time. She's made the most out of her TV time. Number 7, I'm gonna put at the tie Los Lotharios. They're doing good. They're going up there. Number 8, Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy had a good week. Number 8, Woods. Number 9, Matt Hardy. Number 10, Von Wagner.
Von Wagner. Done.
Listen,
Done.
he showed up. NXT showing up on SmackDown. Number 10, Von Wagner. He did jack shit, but he showed up on SmackDown. So apparently someone's gonna be on push. I'm gonna put him as my number 10.
All right. Well, guys, that is going to bring us to the end of the podcast for this week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, do not forget, you can check us out on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All the links will be mentioned in the description below if you guys are watching on YouTube. Thank everybody. Thank you guys always for coming out and supporting and listening to the podcast. We got to get ready now to do our live prediction show.
Yeah, we're late.
We're late. We got about 15 minutes before that happens. So as always, guys, thank you for being part of the World Wrestling Podcast. Me, the Rated R Podcast Star, and the World's Strongest Podcaster. We'll see you guys right back here next week in the ring.